love lives here.
All right, I want you to fill in the blank. Fill in the blank for me. You ready? Here we go. I am not blank enough. Good enough. What else? Smart. Relaxed. Thin. Worthy. Talented. Creative. Computer savvy. Tall. Yourself. Cute. Young. Right? So when you say these, I am not fill in the blank enough, how do you feel? Not good, awful, ooh. What else? Heavy. Small. Okay, sorry, I didn't hear that. Small. Limited. Right? We feel yuck, don't we? I mean, that's like that's the general term for it all, right? The all-inclusive term. We feel yuck, don't we? Less than, yeah, right? And how many of you didn't want to say, I am not blank enough? How many of you all didn't want to say it? Why didn't you want to say it? Because what? It makes us feel yucky. It reinforces it. Because words have power. These are the things that we've been taught. But guess what? Just because you voiced it doesn't mean the universe didn't already know that you were thinking it. Right? Because the universe responds to what it is that we believe, not just the words that we say. The universe responds to the thought of, I'm not thin enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not whatever enough. Even though that's just a voice in your head saying it, and it's a belief that you might be believing about yourself, that's what the universe is responding to. You can lie to yourself out loud and say, I'm good enough, I'm skinny enough, and the universe goes, you don't believe that. You don't believe that. What is it that you really believe? Oh, I hear what you really believe. Yeah, I'm too stupid. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. That's what the universe is hearing, right? Your belief creates your reality. So this voice that you're hearing in your head, whose voice is it? Is it yours? Nah. James goes, nah. Right? It's not your voice. It's not your voice that's telling you all this crap, right? It's the voice of the culture that we live in. It's the voice of the advertisers who can sell you products based on your feeling not good enough, not beautiful enough, not thin enough. Look at it all on TV, all the advertisements, right? If you still watch any of the commercials, because I don't know about you, but Ed and I have DVR and we just go right through that mess, right? But if you do happen to catch one, or you catch it in print media, right? Or you see it on social media, man, TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all of them are really creating curated personas, curated lives of, you don't see people posting the bad stuff. Oh, I had a really cruddy day today, and here's my peanut butter and jelly sandwich because I didn't have a great day. Oh, no. They're going to show you their 5-class or 5-star meal from Le Chat Noir because that's fabulous, right? They're not going to show you the instant ramen that they're eating because they're too lazy to do anything else for themselves, or they're not feeling good. They just want something quick. They don't care to show you that, right? It's a very curated thing. And so if you are buying into the social media the way a lot of our young people are right now, right? They're seeing fabulous lives that they could never match up to. I need to be more fabulous. I need to be stronger. I need to be more talented. I need to be more beautiful. I need to be, and I'm not that. And so their self-confidence, their self-esteem is plummeting like crazy. There's so much pressure because they're seeing it all the time. And not only are they seeing it from influencers, but they're also seeing it from their friends because their friends are buying into this. Would you agree? Right? So, do you know whose voice this is not? Whose voice isn't this voice of, you're not enough? Spirit, right? It's not Spirit's voice saying this to you. Why would Spirit's voice say this to you? Right? Spirit never tells you you're not enough, does it? No. What does Spirit say? Spirit says, you are the beloved. You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. You're my beloved, in whom I'm well pleased. And so the truth is, my beloveds, is that you are enough just as you are. Just as you are in this moment, here and now. Spirit does not operate in scarcity. It operates from a place of wholeness. And wholeness means that nothing is missing in you. There's nothing missing. You're perfect, whole, and complete, just as you are. You don't have to earn your worth. You don't have to earn your worth. All you have to do is remember it. Simply remember your worth. So let's talk about wholeness here for a second. Wholeness is the fundamental nature of reality, is it not? Yes, thank you. So wholeness means that there's one life, right? And that one life is whole, perfect, and complete. And each of us is an individualized expression of this whole, complete, and perfect life. Would you agree? Right? So if there's only one life, that life is, and that life is, right. We chanted that not that long ago, right? There's only one life, that life is God, or this life is God, this life is perfect, this life is my life now. So what if we changed it a little bit and changed it from perfect? What if we changed it to whole? There's only one life, this life is whole, this life is God, this life is my life now, right? Or this life is God, this life is whole, this life is my life now. What if we changed it to love? How would that work? There's only one life, say it with me, this life is God, this life is love, this life is my life now. Right? Because we are all each an individualized expression of the whole, of the totality. Correct? So wholeness doesn't mean that we don't have growing edges. Just because we're whole, perfect, and complete doesn't mean that we don't have growing edges. Yes? Okay. So underneath every story, struggle, and scar, there is that part of us that is absolutely whole and perfect. Underneath every struggle, scar, there is that part of us that is absolutely perfect, that is absolutely whole. And we have the opportunity to continue to grow, to continue to expand. You see, my beloveds, you're not a problem to be solved. You are a presence to be revealed. As Ernest Holmes says, there's nothing to be healed, only the truth to be revealed. And so this applies to your presence as well. You are already enough. You already belong. So how many of you think you're perfect? Sanja? All right, cool, Sanja. Eddie? Yeah. All right. So yes, it's true. We're already perfect, aren't we? What a relief. Oh, thank God I'm already perfect. I'm already whole. I'm already complete. Whew. What a relief. I don't have to do any more. Wrong. Right? Wrong. We still have the opportunity to do the work. We still have the opportunity for self-improvement. We still have the opportunity to continue to grow and develop. In fact, that's what we are called to do because the universe is forever and ever expanding, is it not? And so if it's forever and ever expanding, and my soul is forever and ever expanding, the soul, the truth of who I am, is forever and ever expanding for all eternity, then that means I have the opportunity to grow and develop and evolve. But what I'm saying from this place of knowing your wholeness is we have the opportunity to first practice self-acceptance. Because if we can accept ourselves, even when we're having a cruddy day, if we can accept ourselves even though we're in the midst of a process of transformation, when we accept ourselves there, then the self-improvement shifts because it shifts into, wow, how can I grow? How can I, shifts with curiosity. How can I evolve? How can I contribute? How can I, right? Rather than coming from a place of scarcity, because if you don't accept yourself and then you try self-improvement, then what you're actually doing is you say, this is wrong. I need to fix this. I need to fix me. And so I need to work on myself to make myself different, to change, to be better. And so there's judgment that's there, isn't there, when you're coming from that place. And when you're coming from a place of judgment and self-criticism, and you're listening to those voices that tell you you're not good enough, if you haven't accepted yourself in your process, then you burn out. Why keep trying? Why do I keep going back to Weight Watchers time and time again? Why bother? This is just the way it is. Why bother going back to school? Why bother taking a class? Right? And where does this kind of mentality lead us? It leads us into the pit of despair. It leads us into feeling sorry for ourselves. It leads us into that stage one consciousness of victimhood and poor me, poor me, poor me. But when we recognize that we are a work in progress, but yet there is that part of us that is absolutely whole and complete, that has never been broken, that is the changeless change, that is that eternal being, that perfect person, that divine spark, that divinity that can't be harmed, that can't be touched. When we recognize that that is the truth of who we are, then we're able to grow and expand differently. And we're able to be constantly resourced because we're leaning into that love, we're leaning into that truth, and so then we get to expand our consciousness. We get to shift our relationships. We get to take agency of who we are. We claim our sovereignty. We claim our dominion. And in so doing, we claim our freedom. We free ourselves because we take responsibility for our life. We take responsibility for our circumstances. And we don't make them wrong or bad. What we do is we see them as opportunities now for growth, for expansion, for transformation. And so that lifts us up out of that victimhood consciousness, that lifts us up out of that feeling of despair, woe is me, and we become empowered to make those shifts. And then we realize that we are actually not doing this alone, that we are doing this from that resourced place, that place that we know is whole, perfect, and complete. We're doing it from that resource place that we know is the divine within us, and then we are co-creating our lives with and as the divine. We're co-creating rather than, oh yeah, I changed the way I think. Did you though? Did you? Now we're in a process of co-creating, and this is where the flow begins to happen. So what I want to do right now is I want us to move to tables, And I want us to have conversations around a few questions here, and they'll be on the screen here in a second. Oh, here we are. Before we go, here, the questions for you today are, where in your life do you feel the pull to prove that you're enough? And what would change if you stopped trying? And then how does remembering your wholeness shift the way you relate to others and yourself? And how do you know when you're living from the I am enough instead of I have to earn it? Because when you have this self-acceptance, and self-acceptance comes first, then in self-improvement, then you begin to realize that I am enough, I have enough, and I don't have to earn it because I'm worthy just as I am. All right, so I'll have you move to tables, and you'll have about 15 to 20 minutes to discuss. What we heard here is that even though we know that we're whole, perfect, and complete, there are still opportunities for us to really practice feeling enough. And sometimes those relationships that are closest to us, whether it is with our students or our friends or our beloveds, our most intimate relationships, that there are opportunities that arise within each of those relationships that sometimes bring us to the place of feeling not enough in those moments. And so we have the opportunity then to remind ourselves that we are whole, and from that place of wholeness, then we can offer the beloveds in front of us an opportunity for them to see their wholeness until they can see it for themselves. Would you agree with that? Yeah, I think it was a beautiful discussion that you all had today. And so your homework for this week. So tomorrow in Chester, I'm talking to you there at home and everybody else. Your homework for this week, we're going to call it the enoughness pause. Enoughness pause, okay? So here's how it works. Notice the trigger. So when you catch yourself and you hear or you feel like you're giving yourself that not enough voice, you starting to hear that not enough voice, or you hear it. Maybe it's because you're scrolling social media, or you're in a conversation with your beloved, or when something just doesn't go as planned. Notice the trigger. Then pause and breathe. Take 3 long, deep breaths when you recognize that voice in your head. And on each hail, silently say, I release the need to prove. I release the need to prove. And then follow that up by naming what's true. So you could say something like, right now, I am whole. I am learning. I am enough. I am whole. I'm learning. I'm enough. And make sure you feel those words before moving on. Make sure you feel them in your body before moving on, right? And then do one small thing that reinforces your sufficiency, whether it be taking a short walk, texting a friend, getting a drink of water, maybe just stretching, taking a nap. Because it's not about fixing, it's about nurturing. It's about nurturing yourself. Okay? So why does this matter? Because when you practice these micro pauses throughout the day, it retrains your nervous system. What you're doing is you're retraining your nervous system to move away from striving for something, trying to prove something. It's moving away from that not enoughness. And over time, the not enoughness stops being an idea, and your enoughness becomes a lived experience. So you stop living in the not enough. You start living in I am enough. So, my beloveds, when we accept ourselves, when we accept that we are enough, just as we are, we open the door to belonging because we stop pretending. When you walk into a room, you no longer are trying to earn your place. You can simply feel at ease. And you know what? That ease gives others permission to drop their masks too. Acceptance, my beloveds, is contagious. It's how communities heal, and it's how we remember that we are one. In her book, You Belong, Sabina Selassie says, belonging is not a place that you arrive at. It's the practice of loving what is within and around you. So imagine if our society practiced that, practiced belonging. What if politics were shaped by belonging instead of fear? What if social media was filled with authenticity instead of performance? What if families and communities infused the belonging and infused this truth? You are enough. You already belong. So, beloveds, stop waiting to become enough. You already are enough. Your life is a divine and holy expression. So I invite you to place one hand on your heart and the other hand on your belly. And if you've got a cookie in your hand, put it on the table or something, right? And repeat after me. I am enough. I am whole. I am grateful for who I am. I belong to life, and life belongs to me. Take a deep breath. Feel that truth, anchor it in your body, and carry it into the week ahead. Because the world needs what you bring when you know that you are enough. And so it is. All right, so let's just come together in consciousness, recognizing here and now that there is just one power, one presence, one infinite, eternal, that is all, through all, as all. There is just one life, and it is whole, perfect, and complete, just as it is. It doesn't need to change. It doesn't need to do anything, but yet it is forever expressing and forever expanding and forever evolving itself in its totality. And it's doing so in, through, and has each one of us, because each one of us is a divine emanation, impartation, manifestation of this one life. The who of who we are is spirit in form. That means we are incarnate, that we have taken meat, right? We are in form. And so here we are expressing our wholeness, expressing our perfection, expressing our magnificence and our completeness, just as we are. And yet we know that we have greater opportunities for our own expansion, for our own development, for our own growth. And we do so not from a place of lack, because we recognize that spirit does not operate in lack, that the law does not operate in lack, that the law only says yes, that spirit only says yes. So we come to this growth and expansion from a place of curiosity, from a place of wholeness, from a place of joy and fulfillment as we grow and expand and learn and appreciate and embody a greater totality of our truth, of our knowing, of our divinity, of this life that is living itself in, through, and as each and every one of us. We come to know it for ourselves in greater and greater ways so that we can express it more fully out into the world, out into opportunities for conversations and interactions with our beloveds and with our beloveds that we have not yet met. And we do so not just for our own sake, not just for our own development, not just for our own spiritual awakening and spiritual consciousness. No. We do it on behalf of the planet. We lift our consciousness to lift the consciousness of the planet itself, to be a beacon of light, to be a beacon of love, to be a beacon of possibility for those who cannot yet see it for themselves, for those who are struggling, for those who are still in the quagmire of negative self-talk, of doubt, of fear, of loneliness. Each and every one here stands up and says yes, and shows the light, expresses the perfection in their own unique, individualized way. And each one offers this generously from the overflow, from a deep place of knowing that they are sourced and resourced, a divine fountain of love, fountain of peace, fountain of wholeness. And for the impact that we all have, I do give thanks. For the truth that this is and the knowing of this truth, I give thanks. For the wholeness and the perfection and the completion that already is, I give thanks. And I release this word now into law, knowing it is done, knowing it is so, we let it be, and so it is. So I invite everybody to please stand and let's share this affirmation together. All right, so you can repeat after me. I am enough, just as I am. I accept myself. I am loved. I am whole. Now, let's make me believe it. I am enough, just as I am. I accept myself. I am loved. And I am whole. Fabulous. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward because love lives here. Let's sing.